Are you ready? Can crush us. It don't really get no better than this. The podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody. Power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah, Can Crushers. Yeah, Can Crushers. Let's go.
Hey, this is Mariah May, the glamour, but you knew that. And you're listening to Can Crushers.
We're back! We apologize. Yeah. We apologize for taking a 2-week hiatus. One was technical difficulties. 2 was planned that we were going to tell you about last week before, whatever. Yeah. We were going to tell you about that there was going to be some stuff. Technical difficulties kind of shit our plans up to do anything. We got those figured out, as you can tell. Jenks had wedding stuff. I had cool homecoming stuff for my son. We'll get into that in a minute. But, how the hell are you doing, Sir Michael Jenks?
I am here living the dream and draining like a son of a bitch because it's fucking fall time and I have sinus issues. How are you doing?
Doing well. As soon as I called him, he's like, this is back around. I'm like, oh, good thing we're recording a 3-week hiatus podcast with Snuffleupagus.
It's perfect, yeah, perfect timing. Snuffleupagus is a great way to say that. I will say, I have muted my mic 5 times since I got on the phone with Mark, on the call with Mark, because I'm just coughing. So, I'll be in and out. I'll be here, but I'll be in and out. But
you look, and I mean this really, you look good. Like, it's just nasally and everything.
It's
like,
just
you don't
nasal shit. This is typical September, October, or like February, March type shit that happens. It sucks, but it's sinus related.
It's your body, yeah.
It's change of weather. It always happens to me. It's what it is. I just pop cough drops and hope for the goddamn best at that point. But
yay!
Woo!
I will say this, and I want to thank everybody that's sent some emails, and not everybody, a million of you haven't, but a couple of you maybe have gotten caught up in everything, and, you know, are you guys all right? Mark, we know people who have been listening for a long time, Jenks, know that September is a piece of shit for me, essentially. So it was great that we all had, like, randomness going on in September bounce back from. Between accidents, my mom, it only gets better around the 19th for Ethan, but other things that happen, yada, yada, yada. They're like, are you guys done? We're not done, motherfuckers. We're right here.
Can't get rid of us that easily. Come on.
Shit just happens. Better mental mind frame. Jenks is, wedding stuff. Be prepared for this, by the way. Wedding stuff out the ass. September this year was just uberly stupid for us. And I mean it good, bad, and ugly.
100%. And it just seemed like this year was the perfect time for it to just kind of, hey, let's fucking tear shit up, right?
Right.
No matter what your mental state is, we're going to fuck shit up in September, and that's just how it goes. I mean, sometimes some months work in that terrible a fashion, but you know what happened? We persevered, and we made it out the other side. We may be covered in shit, but we made it through the other side.
We don't have any bad blood towards it.
No bad blood. No bad blood.
On my end, spotlights will return. Promise you that. They have just been, wrestlers have been doing their thing. I have been doing my thing. They will return. I can't tell you exactly when. I have nothing in the hopper, nothing scheduled. But I'll make an announcement. It will be recorded prior to but spotlights are coming back. It's just Wednesdays. Listen, Wednesdays are kind of like my therapy day. They really are. Everybody knows what's going on. Or a therapy day for me, I just sometimes can't get it out with work. I've taken, in 3 weeks since you've heard from me, I've taken a little bit more on at work for no apparent stupid reason, but I said yes anyway. Maybe to clear my mind, essentially. I don't know. It was just, let's do this. And I got a little bit of a gig doing stuff for high schools around here on the side. So that's pretty cool. You remember what I sent? Did I send it to you? Okay. So that's kind of taken up some. So
did I not respond to you on that? Because I love the shit out of what you sent to me.
Oh no, I got the contract.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. No, because you sent it to me, and I'm like, man, this is really good. I got hyped. I thought I didn't send it to you. I don't know, but
I don't think you replied. That's why.
I thought I did.
It's okay.
That's on me. All right.
No, I kind of got the contract for that one school, so I'm kind of pretty stoked about that.
That's awesome.
Now I just need to pimp myself out essentially to the other school and like, hey, this school said pretty fucking good.
There you go. Here's the resume. Here's the little, what is that? The portfolio? Yeah, the portfolio. Here's my portfolio. Yeah.
Yeah. Just call them. They like it. They already signed the contract. So. So that's that essentially. But we're back. We're not going anywhere. We hope Toronto still loves us being our number one, and Council Bluff and everybody else in between, which isn't, there's not probably a lot in between Toronto and Council Bluff, right? It's really close.
If you take the very long scenic route around the world, then yes, there's a ton going on there. So.
Right. But yeah, and I want to tell everybody right now, in the weeks prior to, I didn't watch a lot of wrestling, okay? And we'll get into more of our life here in a hot second. I did return to wrestling this Wednesday. And when we get to the first match that I saw, which you guys will understand, sucked me right back in. I'm like, this is what I've been missing. Then I watched WWE clips later on in the week, and I'm like, I didn't miss anything there.
Welcome back to the shade.
Right. So, essentially, that's me in a nutshell. I didn't even give Jenks to go first this week. That's me in a nutshell. Life-wise, improving, staying stagnant, not going down, though, which is number one mentally and everything.
Yeah.
I now have these Jenks I hope, maybe, I don't know if this is a reach for a sponsorship or whatever, but my therapist sent me these, and I've been wearing them probably for about 2 weeks now. It looks like a patch, like I'm on detoxing from fucking meth or whatever. But it is a calming patch. There's no drugs or anything in it. It's I don't even know if it's magnetic, but there's like neutrons. You're a scientist. I am not. Neutrons or something like that. Yeah, you're not a garbage man with communications. You're definitely smarter than that. But I've been wearing this, like, it's a patch on my wrist. It's a blue patch. They're called Vibrance, and they make a couple different ones. You know, if you want to put one on to go to sleep at night, there's a rest one. So I have this calming one on that therapist has recommended. By the way, first dose for free, so they clearly are tied in together. First dose for free. It takes a couple weeks to do what it needs to do, but I've seen something, you know. I've seen something wearing these that, you know, if there's a bug in the house, I'm not running after it with a shotgun anymore. I'm like, oh, there's a bug in the house. Or, you know, it really, besides other things in my life, it really has done it, or it's just a fucking placebo effect, and I'm all in trying to sell Vibrance now, pushing them on the street corner or whatever. But I think they work. Just throwing that out there. Look up Vibrance if you want to look anything into like a calming, a relaxing, anxiety type of patch that as soon as you're done with the shower, fucking slap it on and you're good for like 2 days. As a garbage man, you're good for 2 days.
Right.
So I'm a little bit grosser and sweatier. They may last longer for you.
Maybe, but I I'm a big guy that just tries to move around a lot. So yeah, they're not gonna last that long.
I meant the.
But what it was, yeah, I know. I had to throw that in there though. But that's good. It doesn't. But I'll say this too. It could probably work, and it has the science behind it to work. Even if it was a placebo effect, as long as you're feeling better and it's working for you, it doesn't fucking matter.
No.
It doesn't matter if it's a blue piece of tape that works for you, or
if it's a Dora the Explorer sticker that I have to wear,
then fuck it. It works. It works. You know what I mean? So I'm glad it works, and I hope it continues to work for you. Truly do.
I know.
Maybe I need one so I can calm the fuck down sometimes, but we'll see. But that's awesome. Yeah. Love it. Yeah.
And one of the weeks I have to bring this up. I know Sir Michael Jenks has seen this. Pitt 73, Youngstown State 17. Let me just say I didn't go to my seats during that game. Me and my cousin Soup got invited to the Champions Club that day from a friend of a friend. He was like, "Oh, I got 2 extra tickets here." Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Cool. Do you mind?" He invited us first. I'm like, "Oh, sure, but if you have somebody else, because I have my own tickets." He's like, "No, you 2 idiots are coming." I'm like, "Okay." Instantly, I'm like, "Yeah, this is going to be fucking great." And it probably shouldn't have drove home from Pittsburgh, and not that I condone that, so don't be an idiot. But unbelievable. The band at one point, the fucking band came through the champion. It's on the post. Unbelievable. Bless you, by the way. You didn't hear that.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. But I'll tell you, I would never watch a big game there. Because, well, first and foremost, it's in the end zone.
Okay.
I hate end zone seats. I'd rather sit in nosebleed on the sideline. It was Youngstown State, so I knew it wasn't going to be close. So I'm like, yeah, sure. If they'd say even next week against Cal, do you want to come back into this? Nope.
I want to be down.
I want to be. This is an ACC matchup. This is, I need to watch the game.
Whether it should be an ACC matchup.
Right? Yeah, we don't need to wrap back around into that. Go ahead. You were going to say something. It looked like you were going to say something.
No. You're good. Go on. I just want to make that joke. You're fine.
But all in good fun. That was awesome. Getting to do some life experiences. Shout out to the English professor, by the way, that's been on a long time ago. Huge rave reviews.
I wasn't sure what you were getting at.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that. He would correct me on that right now, by the way. For his play that he's in, it's Andy Warhol's Tomato. It's essentially an hour and a half straight through show about Andy Warhol before he became Andy Warhol, essentially. Okay. Unbelievable. I don't know. He'll fucking smack me in the face for saying this. There's talks about taking it on the road next year.
Oh.
How much people are going apeshit crazy about. And I'm like, dude, what would you do? He's like, hope his boss doesn't listen or puts 2 and 2 together who the English professor is. He's like, I fucking quit my job and go on the road. So I'm like, good for you.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
So I think this weekend is the last weekend that you can watch it in Pittsburgh. So if you haven't, look it up. I don't even remember what it was. Just type in Andy Warhol's Tomato if you're in Pittsburgh and get down and see that because it's unfucking believable.
I love that. That would be good.
Other than that, Ethan took second in homecoming, but the girl won. The girl was second. Ethan was just there for the ride.
Hey, it counts. Congratulations, Ethan. He took second. That's what we need to walk away.
And essentially life is just on the upswing a little bit. Baby steps. Rome wasn't built in a day. If you guys could put the 2 and 2 together, Rome wasn't built in a day, but I have a hammer and a chisel. I'm not ripping Rome down. A chisel probably wouldn't be the right thing. I have a hammer and concrete.
Yeah, unless you were building a statue now, that would be, you'd need a chisel to do a nice little statue.
Like a masterpiece? Chris Masterpiece?
Yeah, exactly. Get the perfect sculpture. Yeah, it'll work out. Yeah. Look at that, see?
Or the narcissist, Lex Luger?
The narcissist, I think you have to do Lex Luger.
I agree. Anytime you have to deal with a narcissist is where you need to be, right? How was your fucking couple weeks, sir?
Well, great follow-up to that. My couple weeks, it's been filled with work, wedding planning, and moves. Congratulations to my sister. She moved. She's moving.
She's a Jefferson. Moving on up.
Moving on up. It went so well that my cousin took the time to turn around to everybody and yell, "Nobody's fucking moving for another 5 years." There's the explicit. So, let's just put that into perspective. Let's see. I think, I did go to a Steeler game here the past couple weeks. Forgot to mention that.
That was a good Steeler game, too, by the way.
It was a good Steeler game. I think I was taken back by the atmosphere of it, let's be honest. We were up in the nosebleeds, but it was good seats, and so I was sat right at about the 30-yard line near where the Heinz bottles used to be in Heinz Field. If you know, you know.
Thank you for correcting yourself.
You're welcome, because I wasn't going to try to pronounce the actual name of it. But we were up that high. The atmosphere, I'm not a big Steeler fan, but it was still pretty electric for the most part. And I loved being there, loved being a part of it. I was waiting for it. So, if you know, they do Renegade by Styx right around the beginning of the fourth quarter usually. So I was waiting for it. It didn't play right at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Where is it? I'm waiting. I'm like, well, that sucks, because I was kind of looking forward to seeing that and experiencing that. Well, they waited till after the drive had completed that went into the fourth. Then they played it, and everybody's starting to get riled up. Kimberly went with me, has no fucking clue about football, traditions. She'll watch football with me, but she's not, in tune with football, okay? She has no idea Renegade plays. She literally leans over to me and goes, "What is happening?" And I go, "Babe, this is something you need to experience." And I go, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they play Renegade to get the fans hyped up. So then that also led into explaining to her, oh, hey, jump around. That Wisconsin, Sweet Caroline and Pittsburgh, they all do these things. And she's experienced a Pitt Panther game before, so she knew about Sweet Caroline. But I said, these are all experiences at the beginning of the fourth quarter just to get the home crowd hyped up and everything. And I said, Pittsburgh, they play Renegade. So that was a fun time. It was a great time with her doing that. We ended up parking, actually taking the T over. We parked at PPG because I'm not fucking dealing with that. And excuse me. If you know, just the crowd.
Unbelievable.
Down there, yeah. So
it was her first home game too.
It was a season opener.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. So what we did, we parked at PPG pretty much by ourselves. Nobody goes that way. And we just took the T over, took it 3 stops, came back. It was great.
Perfect, probably.
It was perfect.
You probably didn't deal with any traffic then getting out.
No, we just got in the car and hit the interstate, and that was about it. That was perfect. That was the reason I did it. I'm like, I know. We did it for a Pitt Panther game a long time ago. It was with Sir Cody Hetrick. Went to a Pitt Panther game. He's like, park at PPG. We'll take the T over. We did that, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so much better because you can just get in, get out. Doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, you're waiting for the T, but it's only 20 minutes.
Yeah,
as opposed to waiting.
You have that booked in your time. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I figure you trying to get out of a ramp down there, it's going to be an hour or two.
I haven't talked to you since. I sat in my parking garage. It's my parking garage, but the one I always park in. After the WVU game, I was in that parking garage for an hour.
I believe that.
Trying to get the hell out of 75,000 people. So, yeah, I understand.
By the time we got back to the car, I think we were 30 minutes in because we just had to wait 34 minutes, whatever it was, so we can get in, get out. So it made life a lot easier. But we did that. Enjoyed the Pittsburgh Steelers game, and
sports are rough today for you.
They are very rough. It's been a rough. When this started back up 2 days ago, it started getting rough for me. But yeah, that was fun. moving was what it was. I got a lot of found muscles I didn't know I had for 8 years or so. And wedding venues and guest lists.
Sit back, get a drink, because be prepared.
God. We had a lot. The guest list aside, because that's still a moving target right now, we're finagling things, right? What happened with the guest list, it put our first venue, blew it right out of the water. So, because apparently that adds significant amount of money to your bill if you go over 50 people. So, see you bye. Some people listening right now are probably like, man, my wedding was probably way more, it was like 200 people or something like that. I don't know how you people are doing that, because we're trying not to get that big. We're not even getting towards 100.
Thank God we just had it in and I mean this wholeheartedly, it was just like in a fire hall.
Yeah. We're like, oh man, what do we do? We found another place. Everything's included. It's right on the lake. It's like, okay, pristine, perfect. We're going to go do this, right? Well, we went to a golf course up around Erie last week. And we took the mothers. We're like, hey, moms, come with us. Let's do an all-inclusive trip. Let's make this family-oriented, right? Go to this golf course. I will tell you this part now. Coming back home, all I heard was that it was Axe Murder Hollow in this barn. And that we were pretty sure that people were murdered in it. And it's coming from one in particular mother out of this whole thing, okay? We tore the barn. I mean, it's subfloor. You're seeing plywood. It's a subfloor. Basically,
Chicken's still running around.
There's a scythe on the wall. There's no ventilation. The windows are enclosed, so you're only looking out plexiglass. There's no wind coming through.
Oof.
Apparently there's exposed wiring hanging down, and then one of the pillars where the conduit's running for electricity just has 4 shutters around it just so you don't run into it. So,
and there's a guy hanging from a noose, a scarecrow hanging from the noose up above.
Right up in the corner, just away, tucked away. So it was, easy to say, just a magnificent venue to host a wedding and all that. So obviously it cracked the top 150 of
I would hope so.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that was our fun with wedding venues and all that bullshit, and nothing really too crazy going on at work. It's work is work. So we move forward and we look forward to bigger and better opportunities. I think is just going to be the key.
So, you know what I got out of this whole conversation? I'm disappointed in Kimberly.
Why?
Because she's been around you enough to know about the sports auras and stuff. As much as we hate, me and you, sorry for people that live down there, hate Alabama, I still want to be down there one time for the whole Dixieland Delight thing.
Oh, yeah.
They do it amazingly. They do. I just saw a TikTok last week. I think, last week was their first home game or whatever, too. Because they played a home game on the road or whatever.
Yeah.
When they did all of the song's not coming to mind. I know it's Dixieland Delight, but the verse can't come to my mind right now. When they do that and they have it fucking pitch black and they're doing their cell phones and everything, I'm like, man, I would walk in there wearing a Pitt jersey, but I would still be at that point.
Yeah.
In golf.
Embracing.
In that. Because it was just, and not that I'm really disappointed in Kimberly, because
no.
You don't talk about it, but you know, but yeah. I'm glad she experienced Renegade. Did she kind of get a little?
She did.
You can't see what I'm doing, like a little jazzed up.
She did. She got a little jazzed up. We had bought a terrible towel when we walked into the stadium, so I'm like, we gotta walk out with something, and I'm like, why not get a terrible towel and all that? So we were pumping up with everybody, and then especially when Renegade comes on. But I'll get in her defense in this regard. When we were obviously dating and not living together at the time for the first 2 years of our relationship, I was making it a point to either A, be gone by the time football sports happened, or B, I would just suffer through and then just kind of check things as they prolonged through the day. I'd sacrifice, which was fine. But she didn't really get that exposure. Now she's getting that full, okay.
Now she lives it.
She lives it. And I go, okay, definitely Sundays, 7 hours of commercial-free football is playing somewhere in the house.
Right.
And I go, I could be doing stuff while I'm watching this football, but it's going to happen. And like,
right. My ears are wide open on Sundays.
Ears are wide open. I'm listening to this, listening to that. As long as nothing's happened Saturdays, I'm finding a college game. It doesn't matter if it's Troy, Coastal Carolina, or if it's fucking Pitt in West Virginia. I'm going to go, no slight on Pitt, you know that. But I'm going to find it, and I'm going to listen to it somewhere, somehow, just make sure it's pumping into my soul. And she's learned that with wrestling, too. So she's getting integrated into the Mike Jenks experience, if you will, of watching sports and digesting
Great way of putting it, the Mike
Jenks experience.
Years down the road, there's going to be a memorial set up for you, the Mike Jenks experience.
You know what's going to happen, because I say I'm going to make the man cave in the basement. It's going to be plastered right on the fucking wall as you're walking down the stairs, the Mike Jenks experience, and then you enter the room.
Which song? Which song does everybody enter? Does everybody have their own theme song? This is a special waiting to happen, by the way.
I think we have to, especially when we talk the draft for our fantasy football league. Because at that point, that's going to be the fantasy football room where we're having the draft. Everybody's got to enter with their own theme music at that point.
I agree.
What I enter with? Ooh, that's... I'd have to think on that. I got to think on that. Because it's got to be good. I can't do, like... I don't want to copy stadium atmospheric ones. Like Jump Around.
Right.
Sweet Caroline, Renegade.
You want your own song.
I want it to be something that's something
Bruno
that
Mars. Something. Not that anybody's coming after Bruno.
Hey, you know.
I'm not saying I love Bruno Mars, but I'm just saying.
Runaway
maybe it's Bad Blood.
It could be Bad Blood by Tay Tay. It could be Tay Tay. Shake It Off.
Especially the way your year's going.
It's
a wrestling podcast, though.
Is it, though?
30 minutes in.
I was going to brag about something real quick on NCAA.
Go, brag. Because we don't have a lot to do on WWE, folks.
No,
we'll talk AEW. We'll highlight WWE, and then we'll do our predictions. Our shit hasn't changed in 3 weeks, so.
I was going to send you a picture, but I decided not to, because I didn't know what kind of how you were feeling the one day.
My mood. How my fucking mood
how your mood was. I gotta look what day it was.
Probably the day you fucking beat me.
That was a great day, to be honest. What was the 26th? That was what, Thursday? Yeah, last Thursday. So I'm playing college football. You know, get towards the end of the season. I win a national championship with UCF. Great. I'm like, hey, let's look at the coaching carousel and see what I get. I got a job offer from Pitt.
Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do good.
As soon as I saw it, I just started laughing. Because I'm like, there's no way. I got Arizona, Pitt, FAU, and Liberty. I didn't take any of them. I let it go. But, yeah, I saw it, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
I didn't restart. I started another where I am Pitt. And yeah, I think I'm on game 8 right now. Undefeated, getting ready for big games now.
That's fair. But
you fucker.
I wasn't even trying. I'm just like, I'm curious. Because like you're curious during the playoff what coaching opportunities are coming in. And then that one came in, I'm like, there's no
So of course you fucking took a picture.
I did. Oh yeah, I have it. I'll send it to you right now. Just so
Great,
you have
thanks.
it.
I essentially have no hot topics. I do want to talk about two sports people that passed in the last couple of weeks. One was a part of our childhood, but means something different to me as well. Probably a lot of people from the commercials that he has done with the finger and everything. Yeah. Well, let's speak on Dikembe Mutombo. Mine was, yes, I knew him as a great basketball player. I knew commercials when he no, and on all of that. He has a part in my heart because he's one of the people my mother would butcher the name of. She was very good with three people that she couldn't say, one being Carl Yastrzemski, one being Yao Ming, and the other one being Dikembe Mutombo. And I wish 5 years ago, before she passed, we would have recorded her saying these outlandish names. And it's just because she just couldn't say names sometimes.
Yeah.
Dikembe came out this, that, or the other. So, like I said, I didn't follow his career wholeheartedly or anything, but the day that he passed, I reached out to my aunt, my mom's sister. I'm like, hopefully Mom welcomes him at the pearly gates and knows how to say his name if he walks in. And she got the joke right off the bat.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Dikembe, I'll let you talk both on the other one. And somebody that I believe will be in the Baseball Hall of Fame within 3 years now, the greatest player to ever play the game, Mr. Charlie Hustle himself, Pete Rose. That one was rougher. That one because I met him right after he kind of got banned from baseball and he was doing autographs and everything. Him and his son were doing an autograph session locally around here, just making a buck. Met him a couple other times at like minor league stadiums when we were there. He just happened to be there. We didn't go there for that. I don't want to say we became friends, but I've had conversations, 5-minute conversations in line, getting another autograph or whatever. But I don't care nowadays, and the writers shouldn't have cared 20 years ago because you knew leading up to it. Listen, Shohei Ohtani is allowed betting on sports right now. Yeah. Why wasn't Pete allowed to be in the Hall of Fame prior to his death? So I will always hold that on the fuckheads of baseball, essentially. Look at that fucking job offer right there. You're a douchebag. But yeah, Pete's hit a little bit of, chatting with him and watching him all the time playing. So.
Yeah. With Dikembe, I always loved the personality Dikembe had on the court when I watched him. Because when I was younger, we had very limited TV options, and Sunday afternoons you had NBA on NBC, and then you had that carry through for the playoffs. So you saw Mutombo, you saw guys come in left and right. You'll see that. But every time I saw Mutombo, it was fun. It was just a fun time watching him play, and then of course the commercials, they were hilarious. Him as a personality as a whole was just fantastic. So that one hurt a little bit, just knowing how big of stature and how funny and how much he kind of just carried through from my childhood. The Pete Rose aspect of it was very, very sad. To your point, he should have never been banned. I don't think he should have. I think even after the ban, it should have been lifted as times change. We understood what it was back then, kind of the response to it, whatever it is, what it is. We hate that saying, but it is. But then when you look at how we've matured and how other things have taken precedent within baseball and took a back seat, and to your point, Shohei is betting on baseball, whether indirectly or directly linked right now. It's happening. So Pete Rose should have definitely been in the Hall of Fame. And I hope that in the smallest of hopes, even if he's not allowed to see it, the lifetime ban truly only lasts for his lifetime, and they say, okay, he can come in. He can be in the Hall of Fame now that he has left us and passed on. That's what I hope. Flip side of things as well, I mean, he was a great history of professional wrestling, and he was a historical mark for multiple WrestleManias in a row, fighting Kane as the San Diego Chicken, as himself, pretending to have the chicken come out and then attacking Kane. Pete Rose was great at taking the comedy and would take comedy left, right, and indifferent. It was hilarious. The day he passed away, Moochie texted me and sent me the video. It must have come up on his Facebook because it came through Facebook. He sent me the video of Pete Rose getting choked, attacking him as a chicken at WrestleMania. So that always holds a special place in my heart. So he's a Hall of Famer somewhere.
He is.
He's a Hall of Famer
WWE.
somewhere, you know, and even though it's not baseball, he is a Hall of Famer somewhere. But you can always find, if you're an aspiring baseball player that you're listening to this podcast, there's video of him.
What's wrong with you?
Well, thank you.
Well, we both worked in minor league baseball, so we have that credibility.
Exactly. What I was going to say is I saw a clip recently on Twitter, and I'm sure it's on YouTube, Pete Rose talking baseball with A-Rod, and I can't remember the other individual, but it was Frank Thomas. It was just such 6.5 minute video, just teaching you basics on choking up everything with the bat structure and where to be in the box. Listen to that. Man had a brilliant mind for baseball and was brilliant all across the board. So, kudos to both of them, and I think we tip our drinks to them.
Cool. Let's talk wrestling.
Let's talk wrestling.
We do. I guess we really have to pay the bills, though, this week. We haven't paid the bills in a while.
Have not.
Across the board, we haven't paid the bills. Collar and Elbow, hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool stuff that Al Snow and the hooligans have down at Collar and Elbow. I do still get emails from them that new shit's coming out. So make sure you head over to Collar and Elbow, check out all their new merch. I didn't open it, so I don't know what the shirts are, that are coming out. So make sure you check it out. And, Jakes, I think we still have a promo code.
You know, last time I checked, it was Can Crushers, and you save yourself 10% off at collarandelbow.com.
Great shirts.
Great shirts indeed. We also have that affiliate code, which is up in the show notes. I keep pointing up to the sky. I always do when we talk about this, but they're in the show notes. They're up above.
But you always know on podcasts they're below. Nothing is up above us.
I'd like to...
Nothing is up above us, Jake.
Listen, I know we have a very godlike stature in our microphones, but we're playing with fire. But in the show notes below, we have the WWE affiliate code. Click on it. You may get a discount, you may not, but it'll help the podcast anyways. Just clicking on it and shopping around and getting your sweet WWE merch.
Yeah, there is some new merch out there that I want too, so I'll be using that shortly. Don't forget, we also have stuff that's over at CrowdMade, so check out CrowdMade. When you get there, search up Can Crushers. There's hoodies, there's regular sweats, there's tees, there's a sweet-ass tank top that you would look great in wearing at WrestleCade in November in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. By the way, Jenks, this WrestleCade is just the who's who that's going to be there. I know I always continue to plug WrestleCade. The who's on. Joe Hendry is going to be there now. He just signed on this week.
Nice.
Miss Kitty, I'm thoroughly excited to see Miss Kitty. One, for my teenage years, and two, because I don't think she's done a lot in a long time. So that's going to be somebody I walk up to and, I don't know, be stupid. But those are two. There's so many more. Check out WrestleCade as well. What else do we have to throw out there?
W.
Oh, yeah. Change schedules a little bit, so I don't go in the ass crack in the morning anymore. I now work 6 to 2, which for some of you is still the ass crack in the morning, but I still do my W. 2 scoops in the morning of my Beach and Peach. I've solidified I only do Beach and Peach anymore. I'm not trying anything else. I do like the Callow Cream, but Peach is just where I rock and roll at. 2 scoops of that in the morning, shake the shit out of it, and it'll get you going. No crash, no calories, no carbonation, which is what I'm living off of right now, no carbonation across the board. I haven't had a adult beverage for a while. That's actually been something, well, probably since the pit game when I shouldn't have. So that's 2 weeks though. Being good. You're welcome, W, for putting my life into this, by the way, too. Make sure you check out W. We have a promo code for them. You'll save money, and if you want a starter pack, it will also take the money off of that. They're roughly around $20, but you'll get the 10% off. They'll give you a couple different flavors in the shaker, and you'll rock and roll with W.
There you go. And then you can listen to us anywhere that you listen to podcasts. So your Apple, your Spotify, whatever it might be, you can pick it up, listen to us. You can listen to us at Podurama as well. Just put us in your ear holes and let our sweet, sultry voices fill them up and take you to a euphoric place. So
yeah. Don't forget to join us on social medias, Facebook, Instagram, X. I haven't opened threads in months. So go there, join the conversations, start conversations, do whatever. This has popped into my mind, and I have to say it as the dogs clearly need to go OUT right now because they're on foot. We owe you an Ask Can Crushers, okay? We did get some in, and I would like everybody to resubmit any questions that you did submit. So resubmit those. People that didn't have a chance, submit those. Not next week because we have to cover pay-per-view. Not the following week because we have to cover pay-per-view, essentially. So within the next month, we'll hash something out. We owe you an Ask Can Crusher. So if you sent something in for the debacle month that we had, I apologize. Jenks apologized. We'll get to them. There were some good questions. I did look at them. I don't know if you want me to hold on to them or whatever, because some of them were kind of time sensitive about this pay-per-view, that pay-per-view. But we owe you an Ask Can Crushers, and again, that was the technical week that shit just went awry. Yeah. And it wasn't Jenks' fault, Moochie. It was mine.
Listen, you know what? If I have to take the bullet in this one case, Moochie, shut the hell up. We'll be fine. We got this. We know what we're doing. To do that, you got to go submit it to cancrusher69@gmail.com or give us a call on our hotline. We'll call it a hotline, 814-299-6687, so that you can get those questions.
$9.99 a minute, $3.99 every minute after that.
No superstars will be joining you on the hotline.
It's just an answering service, folks. It's really there's no money involved. Before anybody that's never listened to this says, these idiots are charging $9.99 a minute.
We got to pay the bill somehow.
We do. All right. We good? I think we're good. All right. Let's take a break. You're going to listen to somebody say how great we are or hate us during this quick little 30-second commercial. And then we'll be back. We're going to dive into AEW because somebody was there. Somebody was there at AEW this week.
What's going on, you guys? This is the CEO of Shane Taylor Promotions and the baddest of all time, Shane Taylor, and you are listening to the Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back to Can Crushers. It's Sir Michael Jenks. It's Mark the Mark. We're ready to tackle AEW. The beginning of the show, Jenks, I told everybody I haven't watched wrestling in a while. Yeah. Because of shit. I got reached out to earlier this week and saying, hey, holy shit, AEW is in Pittsburgh, because a friend that doesn't watch it as much likes going when we go, He's like, why are we not going? I said, well, things. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, you're going. So essentially we went. We bought tickets kind of last minute, had right when they were like first balcony, I guess, not on the floor, but first balcony up, front row. We were just watching him walk right out of the entrance. Perfect. Not on either TV side. Yeah. You didn't see us on TV or anything, but I did have my babyface hoodie on. It's season time to bring my babyface, my pink hoodie back out. It was in October, so it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It all fits, and everybody's like, I love the hoodie. I'm like, I know. So we had great seats. We get there just in time for the ROH tapings, and I do want to talk on this a little bit. I don't know if they're on TV. I know the news is out and everything, but a rough ROH taping. They had probably 5 matches scheduled, but only 4 got on the docket, essentially, because first match, it was Nyla Rose against Katie Arquette. Okay, it was the very first match. Katie Arquette, IWC girl, you've seen her on Dynamite, Dark, and this, that before. She got squashed. Let's call a spade a spade. Nyla squashed her. I almost said a bad word. The next match was Lady Frost against, damn it, I think it's Katie Madden. I really do. I think there was back-to-back Katies, and I was like, oh man, they should have separated that a little bit. Kelly Madden. See? Kelly Madden. So they did separate it well enough. It was going to be a squash, essentially, for Lady Frost. She's doing a lot of stuff in ROH right now as well. Big. But as she hits her finisher, full body, kind of on Kelly's head, and turned for the worse. She needed stretchered out. It took a while. Stretcher her out. I haven't seen reports on her yet about how she is or anything. Some that said that she got injured because there was people there. Of course there was people there, Mark. But I mean, there was people there that already wrote into hot sheets and dirt sheets and all that said that she was unknown, because local talent sometimes gets the name said. But we've seen her before in Buffalo, so that's why me and the guy that I was with was like, oh yeah, okay. So we knew it was Kelly Madden. I haven't seen anything on her, and she really didn't move. It was uber scary.
Yeah.
We had a tag team match then. So thoughts and wishes for Kelly, by the way. I hope we do get a report on her soon. That would be awesome. We get a tag team match of the Outrunners against the Infantry. That was fun, hokey, this, that, and the other. The Outrunners, are number 3 on sales in AEW, by the way, right now.
I did see that. That's, their merch is spot on. Yeah.
Go back, by the way, folks, years in the archives of Can Crushers, because we have Shiloh Jones and Randall Floyd as a spotlight when we were doing stuff with OVW. Just saying, again.
Just saying. Got to make that plug.
And then we get, which essentially was probably going to be the main event of ROH, because there was time and it was getting really close to 8 o'clock. We get the Sammy Guevara match and Serpentico, yeah. It was clearly going to be the end of the match because Serpentico was diving head first, and Sammy was getting up to do a cutter, diamond cutter, whatever you want to say, off the top rope. I still don't know what happened to Sammy because it was so quick. Headbutts together, maybe a knee ended up, or just some random, but then Sammy was down. And there's a clock on all TV tapings that are running, and it's 5 minutes to 8. And I'm like, uh-oh, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? So Sammy, you do see him move his limbs, but they do stretcher him out. As they're stretching him out, they're changing everything over to Dynamite, lickety split. You see the announce team come in, so they don't get announced like they normally do, Taz and Excalibur to get their props and everything. It's on TV, and all of a sudden Mox shows up to start the show. Weird beginning for all of us there, and I want to talk about you being at home.
Yep.
It seemed weird, but it was they probably had to shift stuff around, because then instantly we go into, and we'll talk about this, we go into the Ospreay and Ricochet match. From the arena, it just felt wow, is that the way they're starting, with Mox? It felt off, but we knew why, because Sammy wasn't out of the ring area yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I talk about coming from my perspective at home, it just seemed slightly off that it was we're starting with Mox. They don't do that. They don't start with the promos, especially the ones in the parking lot. On Collision, you'd have the ones in the back area used to and all of that stuff where they do the Saturday night main event type stuff.
The hyping it up, yeah.
The hyping it up. this wasn't like that. So it was like, why are they running this promo now? So to me, it was weird and disjointed because how they were running the promo scheme and all that. It does seem like it should have been something to flow in that Excalibur throws out there in the first break or whatever after first match. So understanding that they recorded and Sammy got injured before Dynamite, that now makes sense as to why they played that package. Because it seemed like when you get on TV, you want to hype it up a little bit, get the hype going. That's a package that kind of brings you back down to a level. And it's like, okay, well, we're starting off on a really low note right now versus the high energy, we got to get the crowd going and hot type thing.
And it would have probably been perfect after this first match, right?
Yeah. Yep.
If we now know, because listen, I told everybody, like, I haven't watched wrestling since I was, doing stuff. And then I'm not calling ROH not wrestling, but there was just that aura around it that even Nyla against Katie, you knew it was going to happen, so it wasn't anything like big. So my first match in like 3 weeks was Ricochet and Ospreay, and I'm like, oh, welcome back to wrestling, Mark, because the arena was insane for this match. I won't be able to do due diligence to this match. Everybody knows how much I dislike Ricochet.
Yeah.
But it felt perfect. Like, they were both gliding on air. Like, this was an unbelievable match. Jenks don't have to say till the end. The second end.
Well, I'm going to even say the first end. That double pinfall was straight up bullshit from my perspective.
But it could have led to another solo match.
I agree. I think, this is me being me, why do the hokey ending when you could just throw a 30-minute time limit on it and just have them go 30? You know what I mean? I get there's TV time, but we had heard since Tuesday night that there's going to be significant overrun they bought in the significant overrun. Give me the significant overrun, right? Extend that match out a little bit. The second ending even pissed me off more, because it's like, why did we even fucking restart the match?
Yeah.
Just have to catch it come out.
Could have came out at any point.
Even if you would do the ending that they did, Takeshita could have came out and just started beating the shit out of them before they started the fall.
Match over again.
Exactly. We didn't need the extra 3 minutes for Takeshita to come out and beat the shit out of them. Just did not make any sense to me.
And I'm unhappy that it's now a triple threat at Wrestle Dream compared to being a one-on-one with either of the three.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great match, but it's
right. Yeah, we're gonna be like, oh my god, but
we heard during the match, hey, it's the 9th or 10th match in their series or whatever. Ospreay's won 5. That's what they're reporting through commentary. Let's get a definitive ending. Why are we trying? And then why are we taking it to Takeshita to go, oh, hey, he's going to be in the triple threat? I get it. Things are going to play into it with probably Callis, and things are going to happen. But to me, there's a lot of extra bullshit thrown in there that it's just forcing a lot to it.
Not a prediction, but do you see a title change?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah.
I kind of smell the title change in the wind.
We predicted it a while ago that we thought that this person, and we're not ruining it right now, but I know we're on the same wavelength, that was going to get it at some point.
Yeah. But how? Was always the question.
Yeah. I looked over at my buddy, I said, I don't know what they're going to be able to do the rest of the night after that. And it ends up being completely true. Some of you may hate me after we talk about the main event. But it went downhill. It went downhill after this match.
That was the high. And then, to your point, it slowly went downhill. It wasn't like it tanked immediately.
No, because listen, Hangman and Juice was unbelievable on its own level. Not as a wrestling match, but as comedy street fight. It was great.
Oh, I need your opinion though on this, because I don't know if you heard this piece of commentary. Tony Schiavone called Juice Robinson the Bruiser Brody and Macho Man mixed together.
I like it. I do like it.
Yeah. I was wondering what you would think of that, because I didn't...
I didn't go back and watch it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, he called him the Bruiser Brody and Macho Man mixed together, basically.
I think you'd need a little bit more for a true Bruiser Brody, but Macho Man, I think, is spot on.
Macho Man, yeah. As soon as he said it, I'm like, okay, I see Macho for sure. I think Bruiser Brody is more the hair. Just kind of being over...
The crazy eyes.
The crazy eyes, the hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Besides the return of Jay White, which my buddy said, where the hell has Jay been? And I said, I think he was over doing some stuff in Japan, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Or storyline just taking a break. And I'm like, I don't know. I said, we probably won't see him till Wrestle Dream, and then fucking 30 seconds after the match is over, he's like, hey, I'm like, he's a big Jay White fan, by the way. But I was pumped to see Jay White back. I really was.
Oh, that was a great return. I think Jay White has been missing. Listen, in terms of people have missed Jay White, I know there was a lot going into it beforehand where the people were like, oh man, he's not hitting his full potential here in AEW. He's not hitting those marks. Jay White is still a very popular superstar that could hit those marks. And with Hangman, I think they're going to be playing a lot of big notes here in the coming months. Whether that's at Wrestle Dream, because I don't think that got announced, but as a match, or even at Full Gear next month.
That's where I bet you it happens.
I could see that. But see, last year they did Swerve and Hangman at Wrestle Dream, and then they did it at Full Gear again. So it could happen at both.
Yeah.
But we'd have to see where it plays out. But
then we go, and I know these aren't in order, we had the return of Britt as well. I mean, she was in Pittsburgh. She got the greatest, essentially, pop of the night.
Of course.
But it was, listen, I thought I'd probably never say this. I've seen better matches when Britt was a rookie from Britt. Deeb was, I don't know, sometimes Deeb doesn't do it for me. I love her. I really do. I love her technicality of, like, Dean Malenko and everything she does. I just don't see these two working well. Like, this was probably my worst match of the night.
Yeah, for some reason they didn't mesh well. I was expecting a lot out of it because it was Deeb and it was Britt, but it just didn't work. Their styles didn't work, and it seemed like more that they were trying to just get to the aftermath of the match where Queen Aminata came into play, everybody's running down. That's where it seemed like they were just trying to get to that end point.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it took away from the match itself, but you can't really do anything about it. The best part of the match, the giant terrible towel.
Oh, that was amazing. Coming out where it comes out for the two.
Yep.
Yeah. That
was a
that's
great
when I went apeshit crazy. I'm like, yeah! I will actually say this. No, the worst thing of the night was Private Party being there. Like, I don't know if it came over on TV, like, nobody gave a fuck. Like, during the commercial break, the Savage Beasts, or whatever the hell they're called, were so funny in the ring, just doing X-rated, just stuff probably little kids shouldn't have seen, and it was just crazy, like, funny good, like, just absurd. And then they went in and announced, like, Private Party. Everybody's like, oh.
And it was a squash match for Private Party, too.
Yeah.
Which, that was disappointing in its own right. Like, that wasn't... I get it, they're trying to put him over for the Young Bucks to basically beat. Because Private Party was clearly not there yet. Nowhere close to being the champion, but...
I would be... If the next tag team champions are Private Party, I see the AEW tag team division going to the WWE tag team division. And everybody knows what I mean by that. Like, they're just not there. They're uber athletic. They really are. They can do crazy shit in the ring. They were over when they first came. Like, I'm like, oh, these guys are pretty cool with the whole entrance of letting them into the ring, yada, yada, yada. I don't know if it's been injuries or whatever. They just didn't click. To me, they are, and I'm not a big fan of these guys, they're a knockoff of the Street Profits.
Yeah. To that point, I would say this. I think the pandemic did Private Party in. Because, think about it, they got all that momentum. They showed it on the 5-year in the retros. They beat the Young Bucks as an 8 seed, got the big upset. They had a lot of steam behind them, but I think when they lost the crowds, they lost the momentum. Because to your point, Private Party is you need a crowd.
Yeah.
Therefore, to really click, it needs the atmosphere to make it work. And when they lost that, I think it really damaged what they were trying to do. Then you have the injuries on top of it that kind of stunted their momentum as well. It was just I think it was just bad timing on a lot of things that kind of have added up over the years where everybody's here 5 years later saying, huh,
yep,
cool.
They're still here.
They're still here. Cool. And that's
waiting,
it.
And I know this is mean and ignorant to say, waiting for another injury.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Fill me in if I miss anything. Then I'm on to the main event. I know there was some...
We had a bunch of stuff in between sprinkled in, whether Shibata, Jack Perry, that title match was announced. It was a lot of, hey, these are the matches that we're going to have come up for Wrestle Dream. It was just setting that stuff up. You had
Jericho people fucking
Briscoe.
hated that.
Oh, I hated that. The learning tree is absolute trash.
Yeah.
It's a dead tree that needs to go away, and it's not.
I was watching the producer or assistant producer or whatever during this. It was, and I know you guys probably didn't see it. She was crawling around the outside of the ring trying to get both Mark and Jericho's attention to tell them to wrap it up because they probably only had like 5 minutes, and she was doing, if you know communications or anything on TV,
yeah,
she was doing the get your shit going.
Yeah.
And then she like was doing it quicker. She's like, you guys are fucking over on time. So I was watching her because she's like holding up to 3 minutes. It went down to 2, went down to 1, and then it went to 0, meaning, all right, kind of wrap it up. Then she did like a slow roll, and then she's like, really like, if she would have had a terrible towel in her hand, everybody would be like, here we go, Steelers. But clearly went way too long.
Yeah, and it didn't do anything besides give Jericho a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
You better not win the title. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'll say right now.
Let me go through, make sure. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. I think we're up to the final show.
And then we get to the main event. Danielson Okada. On paper, everybody wants this.
Yeah.
But you threw that two stipulations were in this match. So you knew this match ended up being an AWA versus WWF intermingled match at like Shea Stadium or something. You knew nothing was going to happen. It was going to be a good match, you thought, but nothing was going to happen. You knew that going into the night. First 20 minutes, you guys watched it. I'm not even going to ruin it for you. First 15 minutes of the 20 minutes of the Continental match being on, they fucking played patty cake. There was an armbar, there was Okada doing this, there was Okada doing that, da-da-da-da-da. How about let just this be for the AEW Championship?
Yeah.
Get rid of the Continental thing. This way everybody knows. Jenks, you knew going into this match the Continental Championship was not changing hands once that stipulation was on the line, right?
100%. 100%. Because there was no way.
Right.
There's just no way. It was either going to end early and by miracle give us some sort of changing of the guard, or it was going to end, well, I thought it was going to end at like 20 minutes and 2 seconds.
Right. And that's what I told my buddy. I'm like, this will go 20 minutes in 2 seconds. So Danielson keeps it and Okada doesn't lose.
Yeah. I hated the final 5 minutes of it because, well, so
It was long.
it was a long match to play defensive with your title reign. Okay, like to Mark's point, they were just pitter-pattering around for the first 15 of the Continental Classic title being on the line. When he got into that last 2 to a minute, it didn't seem like there was a rush to do anything with it from Danielson's side, which was odd to me because I'm thinking, well, if you're trying to win 2 titles, would you not try to fucking rush it? I know Okada got knocked out of the ring with the Psycho knee. I get it. You had him in the label lock at one point. I'm trying everything to just pin him, keep him in my grasp, but all of a sudden when the time expires for the title to be on the line and you're separated out of the ring and it's basically a minute taking a nap from that portion, it was so bad. To me, that was just a bad ending.
I don't know if they cut on TV how long Pac and Claudio were actually lingering around.
Yeah.
Because they came out on both sides of me because we were dead center in the stage essentially. They came out and they were just like lingering for a while before Pac got on the guardrail or Claudio stood by the guardrail.
Yeah.
So you instantly knew, I'm like, all right, this is either coming to an end with something hokey, and I'll get there, or they're rushing and nothing's happening. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty pumped every once in a while I see a fucking backslide to win a match. I didn't know if I wanted to backslide to win this match. Like, what?
To your first point, they didn't acknowledge Pac or Claudio until they hit the guardrail, so nobody knew they were there.
Okay.
But, coming back, a backslide works if there's action in a match. Like, if they were going back and forth and having this technical wizardry match where they're working on body parts, they're not playing defensive, it's all boom, 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 fantastic backslide works because you catch them in a surprise. Or it's just a really physical match and you catch them with a backslide because they just beat the hell up, they couldn't kick out. That works. This match made it seem like they left so much potential in the ring that a backslide was not even plausible with these two stellar athletes.
Right.
That's how bad this match kind of portrayed them in that regard. I get all of the context of everything you want to build into it, the strategy, yada, yada, yada. It just didn't feel like a match. It just felt like we needed to touch hands and have somebody technically win to break the tie of it. So it lacked
a lot.
Yeah.
Then when they you guys definitely didn't see Tony come out then. He brought Danielson back out, and we sang Final Countdown for a long time before they got ready for Rampage. And my buddy had to go to work the next day, and I'm like, listen, I can watch Rampage on Friday night or whenever I want to. I'm off the next 2 days. If you want to go, we can go. So we bailed before Rampage. We're going to be one of those people in the picture. Look at the AEW people that didn't show up. 3 hours home. Some people have to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. I felt bad for them, so I'm like, all right, we can bail. But we sang Final Countdown with them, and again, he doesn't watch wrestling as much as we do.
Right.
He kind of put 2 and 2 together. Then he's like, oh, so Wrestle Dream's going to be his last match since it's even in his hometown? I'm like, yeah. Why do you think he's been singing Final Countdown for the last year?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, shit. So there's your spoiler for anything, and Jenks and I will definitely get on that next week. But, yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's definitely on. That's happening. There's just no way around that. Wanted to ask you something. After they announced at the end of Dynamite, it's Yuta, Danielson versus Pac and Claudio next week. Did you get the sense that it's really just setting up for you to stab Danielson in the back?
Oh, without a doubt. I thought he was
Yeah.
going to hit him with the hammer that night.
Yeah. I was sitting there like, he's not touching Mox. He's laying in some on Claudio, but it's for show. As soon as it started, they announced that, I'm like, this is going to be a fucking beatdown.
Yeah.
The night before Wrestle Dream, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's got an injury going into Wrestle Dream. Yeah.
He's beat the hell up. We're going to call it, he's so beat up, he's going to be vulnerable, essentially, for Mox to pick the bones.
Not to be a dick, because what do you do with Yuta then once Danielson retires at the end of Wrestle Dream?
Exactly.
I know he can fight his battle with the BCC. They're not even the BCC anymore, are they? What the hell are they called?
Technically, I guess they're still called the BCC.
Okay.
So, but to your point, though, they've already tagged Darby as the protagonist to take down the BCC.
Right.
If you don't see that writing on the wall, you're blind.
Right.
So, Darby's in that spot. The hell's Yuta doing? Yuta wasn't going to be that person anyways, regardless.
No.
So, he's got to grow. He's got to become more the mean streak, whatever it is. He's not leaving them.
No.
This is all a trap.
Yep. We talked the whole in nauseum on the way home once he realized that, oh shit, Danielson's retired. I'm like, yeah. He doesn't look into it like we do. He's there for the pomp and circumstances of night when he gets to go.
Yeah.
He's like, I just realized what you and Jenks do. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why we dive into it. I'm like, he's like, you just gonna turn on him. I'm like, yeah, next week. Yeah. Next fucking week.
Next week on Dynamite, Yuta's turning on him, and it's going to be a whole song and dance around it.
Yeah. But all in all, it was a good show. I enjoy going to it. I let my guard down and didn't deep dive into it like we normally do, because first event back, first wrestling for a while, and I'm like, I took it in as just the guy of watching wrestling. Plus I had, you probably heard him on TV. I had that guy directly behind me. Just, you know how I'm like, oh man, Darby, I don't like him sometimes, but I'll like give him a golf clap. This fucking guy loved everybody. Everybody that came out. He was super fucking excited.
Was he like me at Collision?
Worse. Worse. Because you at Collision was at least like, oh, yeah, okay. It didn't matter if I came out, he'd be excited. If Brock Lesnar came out, he'd be excited. If Outback Jack came out, he was good for him for living his life like that, but fuck. It was in my ear all night.
Gets annoying after a while, right?
Yeah, it does.
I want to ask you, because obviously you've seen it, you saw the backstage clips, thoughts on MVP Shelton and what seems to be the Almighty coming to AEW?
I'm actually excited for it because I think it's going to be done completely different. You know how we were kind of excited about the Hurt Business?
Yeah.
And then it just didn't pander out the way we wanted it to because they didn't listen to us?
Yeah.
I think this could be good. I really do.
Yeah. I agree. I have a lot of Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
I think this is, because I think they're putting it off. They'll have Nana, another segment with Nana and all that. We're going to see Swerve. It's going to be like they're all in the ring with Nana. Swerve's going to come out, Wrestle Dream, and then the Almighty. It's going to be, Bob's going to be the enforcer type deal. Although Shelton's the head of complaints right now.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's alright. So,
I mean, it's been in the news, air quotes, for a while after they both kind of got released. Well, it was a couple months now, right?
Yeah, it's been a few months, yeah.
And I thought, I don't know. But, yeah, clearly. MVP walked out last week, and I'm like, Here they come.
Yep, they're coming in one by one.
I just hope it's really not called like the Hurt Syndicate or the Hurt something stupid.
I think that's trademarked. From what I heard, Hurt Syndicate's trademarked, I think. It's Hurt something is trademarked. I thought it was Syndicate, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't like it. But
one more scenario to throw out with you. Does Swerve join them and turn on Nana?
I think in time, and that's what I don't like.
I don't think it's going to take that long.
Well, I mean,
it's
not a Wrestle Dream.
I think it is.
Oh. Okay.
Here's why I think that. Okay, so Swerve is now, he lost to Hangman, so that psychological edge is off of him. We've been fooling around and goofing around for far too long through the title reign, whatever, you can make the claim we weren't that serious during the title reign. MVP's trying to recruit. And Nana mentioning that he was a professional wrestler,
right,
and can hold his own in this promo, to me it's Swerve comes back and immediately establishes himself as a heel and just joins this group and turns on Nana right away. I don't think it's Swerve versus the group. I think Swerve is the group. If that makes sense.
He better be the group. Nothing against Bob when he comes over.
Yeah.
Listen, Shelton's head of complaints. Out of those three, listen, he's the lesser of, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Stir the pot. I want to be the AEW fan. This is Swerve's house, AEW. Yep. He's got to be the leader of this. I know MVP is the Bobby Heenan of it, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't think Bob's bigger in AEW than Swerve. I don't want Swerve, because you didn't know if Swerve or Hobbs was running the shit, or a Swerve or da-da-da-da. Like, he's got to be solidified right off the bat. He's the one that called in MVP. He's the one that got the other two to come. It wasn't MVP coming here scouting.
Right.
Swerve's got to be the one behind all of this to say, Hangman, I'm fucking coming for you now again, and I have this guy.
Yeah. Swerve's got to be the one sending out the hits.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. I would agree with that, and I think to this point, AEW's track record with bigger guys helps in this regard, because they're going to book Bob as the muscle and Swerve as the brains.
Yeah. And Shelton is the little guy that can't. Which Shelton's not little by any means, but right. he's going to be the punching bag, I imagine.
Exactly.
Good on AEW?
Good on AEW.
WWE's going to be quick.
It'll be quick, and we got bad blood. So
between us, we have bad blood?
We don't got, not between us, but there's certainly some bad blood on this card. And in the boardroom, apparently.
In the boardroom. I'll let you run with that one. What did you think? We're going to be questioning a lot in WWE. Was this one of the best ring breaks? I'm going to go right there. That we saw?
No. It didn't.
It almost didn't look like it broke.
It didn't break. What, 2 posts maybe popped out? I think only 1. Yeah. The match itself was great, but this ring break was not. It did nothing. It didn't even drop.
No.
It just popped the post out and the ropes dropped. That was it.
Yeah. I was going into the clips, and I've seen this stuff prior, the ring broken prior. So I'm like, I want to know how they get there. They're 2 meaty fucking men. So you had to realize something. They were going to go through the canvas. They were going to something. The ropes were going to break. They don't put big men like this on for no reason to not have something big happen. I wasn't expecting a ring break. But when it did break, I'm like, oof, I would have rather seen them go, have the mattress underneath where they both fall through the ring or something.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was almost exploding match bad.
It was almost exploding match bad. It's almost like they spent more time on the ref bump than they did get in the ring to collapse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought
But
so too.
by that point in the match, it also seemed like spot.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, okay, we're going to have a match and then there's spots in between it. It was point A, point B, point C, point D, collapse the ring, boom, Seth.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Were you shocked, Seth?
I was a little shocked, Seth. But in the grand scheme of this game, I shouldn't have been shocked with Seth. And in hindsight, looking back at it, he randomly shows up at a football game that he doesn't have any vested interest in.
He got thrown out of the ring, out of the crowd, I mean.
Well, that was, the week before, got thrown out of the crowd. At least the Bears were there, so that was his team.
Right.
This past weekend, he's in Baltimore with Buffalo and Baltimore just there. And I'm like, this makes no goddamn sense, right?
It's Seth fucking Rollins, though.
It's Seth fucking Rollins. He shows up where he wants. Hindsight's 2020. Okay, he's popping up in places so that he can show up on Raw.
Right.
And do a series with Bronson, which I can't imagine that's going to go for long.
I know. I hope not.
I hope not.
Not being we both love Bronson, but I don't know if this is story for long term for Seth.
This is maybe a month tops. Saudi, ending see you bye.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
You run with WWE. I'll trickle in what
so
because nothing is really like.
I think if I'm going to jump to anything, we'll do one of the obvious ones first. R-Truth, Miz broken up, so Miz is heel again after 6 months for another 7 years. He's good.
And he's selling his house.
He's selling his house for $12 million. I thought I saw. Which is impressive. Nice.
Powerball tonight, so I may buy it.
Buy a Powerball, see if you get the house.
I have the Powerball already.
Oh, okay.
That's real. That's shoot. I really do. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
The Mega Millions is actually as we're recording. Well, not as we're recording, but the night of recording. So, listening to this, I may be Mega Millions going into winning Powerball as well.
If you could double up, change the luck of what September was. Just flip it on its head and take October. Right. Yeah.
We'll have a fucking show every day for you. And we're both retired. Just throwing that out there. Then you can have whatever venue you want, sir.
Exactly. It opens up the possibilities. And I would probably end up in my backyard.
Just the reception is at the Death Barn. That's the only thing I will make.
At Halloween.
I don't know if we could get everything that... she would kill me if
we push it out. We push it out a year.
Oh.
Another couple months, and then we'll just do it.
Kimberly, that's not my talking there. That's your husband's.
That's fair. So that happened. We'll see where that goes, but, I mean, that is what it is. New Day, what is it? The 10-year anniversary they finally implode?
I would imagine. That's what my thoughts. Just done.
Done, over with. I do like that creative finish to the Ray and Xavier match. Getting the mask off and getting a quick pin. I thought that was a creative way for Xavier to start playing a little bit of heel here with it. But, yeah. 10-year anniversary.
Charlotte's popping up a lot. In news and podcasts and appearances and everything. I guess we'll wait until predictions if I'm leaning that way or later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the card.
I think there's something else going on this card for what we know today as of recording. I don't think this is the card for her to come back. And I don't think there's any big... I mean, what? I guess it's Nia, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, Judgment Day, and to that, let's go off of that with women returning. I mean, the Judgment Day thing, there could be a whole return happening there as well.
There, too.
So why bring 2 back when you can space it out a little bit here?
Right. And I think the other... Wait, we're getting... Do you have anything else on WWE? Because these are all predictions.
No, because we got predictions we're starting to roll with. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else of major substance. We know the bloodline. We're going to play into bad blood with all of this stuff. So let's just jump.
I do have one more. The War Raiders are getting a new fucking name again.
It's going to be War Raiders.
But yeah, I would hope it's going back to War Raiders.
Everything I've heard, it's going to be War Raiders right now. I think the trademark has been filed or is close to being filed, or that's what's being reported. So that's happening.
I ruined that whole thing. I was supposed to say the Viking, right? But you know what I mean.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
So that means they both should be healthy and coming back then soon, essentially.
Yes.
So, all right, Jenks is sneezing over there. All
right.
God bless you once again. We'll send it out, listen to whoever else loves or hates us, and then we got Bad Blood predictions, which might be excited for Bad Blood. I might be.
Fun.
This is the hardcore icon, Just Incredible, and you're listening to Can Crushers Podcast. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best Can Crushers Podcast. Well, that, my friends, is just incredible.
Because, baby, we got Bad Blood. It is time. Welcome back to predictions for WWE Can Crushers. It is
Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes, buddy. Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes.
Listen. I just had to Google the lyrics real quick because I could not remember. And in my state, I cannot get my perfected voice to the pitch.
Right, we're not holding you against that.
Yeah.
But I knew coming into this week your Taylor Swift would come out of you.
It has to come out.
And I had to save, I'm back on the tattoo bandwagon all of a sudden. I want Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes tattooed somewhere on me. I fucking love that.
It's a good fucking line.
Right? I should probably get it over my heart. With, somebody shot me, and then there's one Band-Aid, and on the Band-Aid, have it right, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes.
That's... What couldn't go into...
First and foremost, I don't know if I could get a tattoo on my chest. Everybody knows I'm a baby. Then I'd have to shave said chest, and that'd be like Jerry Seinfeld fucking itching for months.
Well, and then you have to keep it that way, because, if you're getting a tattoo, you can't let the hair grow back.
Right. So I just shave half of it? Or I clearly don't want to be...
Fully, yeah.
Right?
I would say shoulder. Do you have opening on this shoulder or not?
No, that's where Ethan's foot is.
That's right, that's where Ethan's foot is. But you have spot on that arm that maybe...
Oh, I definitely have spot. Well, as of right now, I have spot on that arm.
Okay.
I have the doggo's noses coming soon.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Plus, that's that's the family arm of, my mom, Ethan, the doggo's going to do. I want to put a bullet hole in...
I'm just throwing ideas out here. Put it on your kneecap if you want.
I'm not supposed to have anything on my legs because after I had my guts removed, all the lymph nodes...
Right. That's right.
I could lose my legs or whatever the hell the doctor... Not lose my legs, but, feeling and shit.
Yeah, it's all
Maybe I just do on my neck.
I was going to say, do the Cody Rhodes neck tattoo, or you just pull a Mike Tyson and put it on your face.
Just a Band-Aid with maggots coming out of it after
it's perfect.
Definitely get a job on TV then, wouldn't I?
Oh, for sure.
Maybe I could squeeze it in somewhere. We'll figure this out. It's pay-per-view prediction time.
It's what?
Pay-per-view prediction time.
I thought you said paid Purdue or some pay to do or something like that. I was like, what?
It won't be edited out. Listen to it again next week.
Got this, yeah.
It's actually a premium live event, Sir Michael Jenks, and you know that.
It is a premium live event. Next week's the pay-per-view, because that's Wrestle Dream next weekend. So, all right. It's a premium live event, a PLE if you're cool. Speaking of that real quick, we didn't even mention the Max deal for the pay-per-views for AEW coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We have that coming up here. That begins 2025, I believe.
Big
so
bucks.
In the meantime, I think Bleacher Report's done, so you got to go to Triller. If you make that switch now, I'm hearing that you can carry your library over, but it was like only for a 14-day period. So you could have what you had before, whatever you purchased before on Bleacher Report, it carries over to Triller. I did that, so now I have access to everything I've bought from AEW's library.
I would imagine I already had Thriller, so they should just carry over, right?
Potentially. So here's the thing. I would look at it because I just had to use my credentials to kind of transfer the stuff over, and I only had a 14-day window to do it.
But touche, I don't think I might have bought one back in the day on Bleacher Report because I was like Sir Cody Hedrick. I hated Bleacher Report.
Yeah. That's fair. I settled on Bleacher Report because I'm like, well, I got to get this.
Right.
I just need my fix. So, but it's on Triller, and then it'll be on the Max in 2025.
It's a great deal.
Plus,
Fox is looking at putting AEW on Tuesday or Thursday.
I did see that on FS1 or whatever. So what was it, Shockwave or something like that was going to be the...
Then they're right up against NXT again.
Yep.
I don't know what show. They'd have to bring it on Fox.
Yeah,
honestly. It can't be a Collision or Rampage type of show.
They would not put Dynamite on there. Dynamite has already been earmarked for
they're
Max.
saying. Yeah.
So, whatever the Shockwave that we're hearing about is, maybe that's the show that can bring it to life, but they'd have to bring it again.
Yeah. It'll have to be like the first conception of Collision, when Collision was really hot. Yeah. So. All right, sir. Let's make predictions. 5 matches on the card.
Yes, 5 matches. We know that, or at least from the rumors we've heard, Hell in a Cell's first, and the Bloodline match is last. We'll touch those both towards the end of this segment. So Clearly. So let's start it off. Let's go Nia and Bayley for the women's title. I feel like there's not going to be much changing here. I'll just go out and say it. Nia's walking away with the championship. I think it just gets her a win over Bayley. I agree.
The story is on this, essentially, and this pen just ran out of ink. Of course it did. Hasn't been used in 6 months either. The story of this match is, do we get a fake cash-in at the end or the middle that doesn't happen because Tiffy gets knocked out or something? Like, I don't see the title changing hand either way here.
Yeah.
But do we get a fake one?
That's a good question because I don't even know. Maybe? Because she did just yell at Tiffy a couple weeks ago.
Right.
So the first crack is there. But I don't think Tiffy touches. I don't think Tiffy gets involved to help her win, but not to cash in. I don't think there's going to be that cash in piece of it.
Because when the break, and I want to touch on one of the things that we were kind of talking about, when the break happens, there's a big return setting up a WrestleMania match. Lickety split.
Yeah.
When Tiffy does get this title, I believe it's till Mania. So we have a couple months. Maybe, I don't know if it's going to happen in Saudi. Maybe Rumble, when this happens, where Tiffy cashes in and wins, Charlotte returns, and then you get what I think, for me, Charlotte and Tiffy at Mania, because they clash. Like, they're, I don't want to say the same person, but they are what I see, Charlotte maybe take the title, but Tiffy gets it back from her to kind of put her over, a la like the Rhea whole thing with Charlotte. They're building Tiffy to be Tiffy time. Just a horrible way right now, though. I fucking hate it when she's with Nia.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think way too early prediction, and I'll probably change this by Rumble. Tiffy cashes in probably maybe the first time they're on Netflix or like the first of the year. We have that match with Nia at Rumble. Charlotte wins the Rumble and challenges Tiffy at WrestleMania. That's Perfect. How we could probably get there. Because to that point, we don't know if Charlotte's coming back. I've heard things that it's taking longer for her to get through it. We thought earlier this year, man, she was burning through
the day after she had her surgery. She was lifting me and you up on each leg.
Exactly, and then I just heard this week that things have slowed down in her progress, so it's up in the air. Whatever it is, or whenever it's going to happen, we'll have to see what goes on. I think right now the way too early prediction is Charlotte wins Rumble. Maybe the cop out version of it, but gets Tiffy in the end game. I think it both is culminating at WrestleMania with Tiffy.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, up next for you, Damian and Finn.
Can I say this is the match I don't care about on the card?
Yeah, because they've done a terrible job of building this.
Yeah. Like, we've known it's being built, but it's just not the way I want it to be built. And I know people are like, well, what do you want? You want it handed to you on a silver platter? Yeah, sometimes I do. Like, I think this could be good. This is supposed to be a good feud. We've been calling it for a year now. And now that the meat and potatoes is being served, you're only getting meat and potatoes. You're not getting broccoli with it. You're not getting cream corn or anything, to add that extra flavor. It's just there. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Twin Towers exceed the night, essentially, or the Tower Twins, or whatever the fuck you call them. Yeah,
Terror Twins.
Sorry, that was clearly bad timing on that yet still. 20 plus years later. I think it's got to go to Finn to solidify the new Judgment Day or whatever the hell we're going to continue. I think it's Finn. I don't know. This might be the one that I get wrong, but I think it's Finn.
I'm going to go Damian because I think they feed the Terror Twins one of them, and that might spoil my next prediction. But
I was trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, I think Damian gets the win because they have clearly not cared about the Finn portion of this whole Judgment Day split. They cared about the Liv Rhea Dom scenario more than what they put into Damian and Finn, because they've just been, it's been a normal jumping of a guy with 4-on-1. We see it time and time again. So they had to put more effort into being creative with Rhea and Liv to get Dirty Dom into that for Shay. And I just think right now Damian's going to pick up that win because he's still technically that high up.
I don't think it's going to be anything we talk about next week in nauseum.
No, God, no. No, unless something amazing happens, which I doubt.
Yeah.
All right, since we alluded to it, Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley with claustrophobic Dirty Dom in the shark cage that has very breathable walls. And
he was in jail before, right?
And he was in jail before. So
why not? It's going to be suspended, right?
Yeah. Suspended above
Why
the
not
ring.
say he's scared of heights?
Yes. That would be more plausible. Play back. He has flashbacks from when, his father and Uncle Eddie fought over his custody papers.
Right.
Play it in somehow, some way, but
this is probably the easiest one to pick for me.
Yeah.
I think Liv retains without a doubt.
I 100% agree with you.
Because I'll let you run with this one because you foreshadowed a return that we really think
Yep.
deep in our hearts is going to happen.
Yeah, I think everything that was done around the lowrider on Raw, the Finn talking Spanish and then saying, hey, it's been done to Dom to relate to Liv. This is all leading back to Raquel showing up and joining forces with her friend Liv against Rhea, because obviously her and Rhea have the tiff. Now, at some point, Liv and Raquel are going to break apart because Raquel's not putting up with this BS. But at this point, she's coming back to help Liv against Rhea, and it's just going to be a play there.
It gets Raquel back.
Mm-hmm.
Still establishes that they're friends. They've been multi-time tag team champions.
Yep.
It gives Rhea something to do, not around the title, because that's going to be a mid-card feud. Rhea is still a headliner, but she drops down to get Raquel back to where Raquel needs to be.
Right.
By then, Liv has ran through somebody, and Raquel tries to help her one time, F's it up. But you're right. This is leading to probably Raquel's title run.
Yep. This is setting up perfectly for Raquel's title run. And being the foil in Liv's plans or whatever that may be. Now, what I will say is if Liv loses the title here, Dom's expendable big time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
how much shit do you think Dom has in his pockets that he's going to be dropping down?
Oh, there has to be.
He's very comedic in this.
Yeah. Oh, 100% he's comedic. There's going to be Nux. There's going to be whatever you can think of is going to get dropped down for this.
Yeah. Don't look for a scientific match is what we're saying.
Yeah. Just enjoy it. Yeah.
Enjoy this.
All right. I'm going to go to the match I don't think should be the main event one, but it is the main event one. Cody and Roman versus the new bloodline of Solo and Jacob Fatu.
Big guy's coming.
The big guy's coming. It's been dropped. So if you didn't pick up on that hint, it's definitely Rocky.
Right, which is what I would imagine, right?
Roman's first match back, I would have to assume Cody and Roman pick up the victory there, but the big guy's coming back, whether it's at Bad Blood or it's just a video package that plays, because I heard that too.
Does it lead to The Rock and Cody in Saudi?
I thought that, but I think the other plausible option is...
So we both have Roman and Cody winning, right?
I think so, yeah. We both have that. I think the plausible option here, though, is it's Rock and Cody the first night on Netflix.
Ooh. That's...
Everything. Everybody could
I
watch
like that better. Yeah.
It's a big premiere, and if they decide to go the Rock getting the title route at that point, that's a big moment to have on your first Netflix show.
And he drops it Royal Rumble.
Or it's him and Roman in the main event, and Roman's in the men's Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other plausibility here.
We're talking about Netflix right now, and we love Royal Rumble, and Royal Rumble will be what Royal Rumble will be. Netflix is going to be one of their bigger, and I'm going to put it up there, pay-per-views. It's not a pay-per-view, but this Netflix first show may be one of the best things they do next year.
100%.
Because of the money involved, of the money it can make, I don't know how many people out there in the world that don't have Netflix right now. I really don't. Like people that barely watch movies but it will be for the buys, and I know it's not a buy, the streaming numbers, this, that, and the other thing, just to show everybody. And if you are on the fence of getting Netflix, and they announce this, you're in Guam, I don't know if you're listening to us in Guam. Thank you, holy fuck! But you're in Guam and you're thinking about it, and the week before they're like, "Hey, we're going to Netflix next week," and it's Roman Rock, Cody Roman, Rock Cody. You're like, "Fuck! I don't have Netflix. I'll spend I don't even know how much it is anymore. It just still comes out of the pay. I pay it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot. That'll make you buy it. It'll definitely, at least for a couple months. And I bet you there's some type of packages that'll be released. Hey, you want to try Netflix out for a month? It's $5.99 or $6.99, or they're going to get you to take your Peacock money over to Netflix for 3 months. And then, hey, by the way, after 3 months, it's $99.99.
Good luck.
Yeah. But I agree.
Yeah, and I would, here to your point here, don't be surprised if it's Roman Cody at Saudi, and then the winner faces Rock. They'll call it the winner faces Rock, whoever it is.
Boss.
The final boss, yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
All
this
right.
next thing is starting the show.
It's starting the show, which makes absolutely goddamn no sense whatsoever. Think it's the dumbest decision, but I don't book shows.
That's why it's not called Hell in the Cell this year. It's called Bad Blood. Because there's only one Hell in the Cell. For the last 10 years, there's been 2. I would be a dick. They're not giving... Liv and Rhea would be the one that would have to be in Hell in a Cell out of the women, as of right now. Right?
Yep.
Nia and Bailey didn't. No.
Nia and Bailey, no. I'm happy there's only one, and I hope this starts the trend of we're going to just place it wherever we want after a certain number of months. So, like, after a year, maybe it's in September, or like after, you know what I mean? They just move it.
Right.
As I think they should.
It's a match. It's not an event anymore.
Yeah, it needs to be the match because it needs to be the culmination of a blood feud.
Yes.
So, the spectacle that this is probably going to be, Punk or Drew, who do you got?
This will, just like Wednesday night for me, this will be the high, and it'll probably go down until The Rock shows up. And I'm not knocking Nia and Bailey and Finn, and I'm just saying, like, this will be the high of the night until The Rock shows up.
Yeah.
Because Cody and Roman and the Bloodline are just going to fight.
Yeah.
It'll be fun, but the story around all of this, I want to take Punk. I really do. But the Ethan Page thing fucking threw me for a loop on Tuesday night. Like, Are they already building something with Page for Punk when he loses? Like, this has been my mind fuck. This is a huge win for Drew. I don't care what anybody says. He gets this and he just decimates Punk, and Punk's off for a while again. And my mind just, I don't know. Even watching the clips and not watching wrestling, I don't know where this is going. So because of that, Jenks, I'm going to say Punk wins to get Drew fucked off once again even more. Because I like fucked off Drew more than anything in the world.
That's fair.
You're going the other way.
I'm going Drew. I'm going Drew.
So we could end up tied again.
We could end up tied again. My thought on it is I've gone back and forth. Drew needs the victory.
He does.
In the feud. Because this has been his catalyst, his thing to push the envelope. Punk's not getting anywhere special. He's the attraction. He's going to face Seth again at some point. That's going to be the push that happens after this show. Drew, on the other hand, Where does he go?
Win or lose.
Win or lose, where does he go? Pissed off Drew, he's going on the same tirade, same stomp again and again and again. It's a never-ending circle. Win Drew is going after the world title. And whoever has it at that point. Drew Gunther is a beautiful thing to see in a month to 2 months. Or Drew could be the one to dethrone Gunther at that point.
Right.
We don't know. But to me, whoever comes out of this feud is the next logical world champion contender for this. And they're not going to pull a Gunther Punk match.
My thoughts, I agree with you 100% with that. They're not. But I was thinking of the one person in between for either. Because I think Drew wins, Seth's going to be involved. I understand we both said something about Bronson. This could be that month of like, oh, Seth's back, he's going to eliminate Bronson from anything, yada, yada, yada. But then Seth is also, he's got beef with Drew.
Yeah.
Punk and Seth is always great. We're looking for that. I'm saying Seth is the next for Gunther. He was just sprinkled in for us to forget with Bronson for a second.
Maybe he's the one that takes him on at day one, or whatever they're calling Netflix. There's booking ending the show with the world titles, right?
But I don't hate Drew and Gunther.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I would hate Punk and Gunther.
Well, to that point, is it Seth and Gunther at Crown Jewel, or whatever the hell the Saudi show is? Or is it Drew Gunther? Because Sammy's facing Gunther next week on Raw, so that's not the match in Saudi.
Sorry, we all love Sammy, but nah.
Yeah, so whoever goes into that next step, I don't think they're winning in Saudi. So what is the game plan here?
Is it all right? Drew gets the win. I'm talking myself into. I wrote it down. It's in pen. I'm putting the pen away. I do like now Drew getting the win in this. He gets the Saudi match against Gunther. Maybe Drew gets some time off then after Gunther, because it's that fast, and he had a plethora of stuff with Punk and yada, yada, yada. Drew takes 2 months off until Rumble, and then he gets back on his high horse. Like you said, though, you're not getting Punk Gunther over at Saudi.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see that match ever, let alone anytime.
Yeah.
I just think somehow it wraps back to Seth and Gunther, in my mind.
Well, let's play this card. What if they both get time off after Hell in a Cell? We get the definitive winner, but now we're selling the effects of Hell in a Cell. So we don't see, let's say Drew wins, we don't see Drew until after Saudi. Punk, however, could be gone for a little bit more time than that.
Listen, I'm agreeing with you. Punk's got to make it through this match. I think this is going to be a train wreck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
So, legitimately, Punk needs to be healthy through this match. I don't know if that's going to happen either, even though I have him with a fucking win now. I'm talking myself completely, but it's in pen.
Either way, they've already brought up blood's going to be spilled in this match. So, somebody's going to be bleeding. Probably Punk, probably Drew. Punk, 100%. So, how do you carry Punk? You're now losing blood. You have to carry yourself to the end of the match to stay healthy. That's a tall order when you're bleeding.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if shenanigans are a fucking foot in this match, though, either.
I wouldn't either.
I'm excited for it. That's why the only thing I really do not care to watch is the Finn and Priest match.
Yeah. It's not jumping off the page at this point.
No. You have to... I'm going to be a dick. You don't want two women's matches back. It's going to go Hell in a Cell, probably Nia, Finn, Liv, and then the Cody match.
Yep.
They're not gonna sandwich the two girls matches together. You do not start, and I know it's out there. You do not start this pay-per-view with Finn and Priest. Fuck no.
No.
So you have to start with, and if it's The Rock coming back, when is The Rock coming back?
Yeah.
That's what the final credits are. So you have to start with the best match.
Yeah. And you know what? Thinking about this now, you do have to start with the best match to kick it off. Thinking about this now, logistically, how the hell are they going to get the shark cage and the cell above the ring? I'm thinking Dom's going to be held in the shark cage above the stage.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because if you're hanging the cell up,
yeah,
they're not going to try to take it down.
No, there's no possible way.
There's no way they could.
That weighs 95 tons, remember?
Exactly. Yeah. So how can they do that with 20 miles of chain? So it has to be, they have to be putting Dom over the stage now. So there's not going to be that much shenanigans in that match.
Shit, that's right. Or is he just stuck in a corner?
I pulled up WWE site for it to do the card. It says it's suspended above the ring, so maybe I guess it is above the ring, but I don't know how you do that with a cell above the ring.
There's no fucking possible way they're taking the Hell in a Cell down in between matches or something, are they?
No.
Like, I don't know, but I know this takes a while to build and get it set up and everything. They're not going to be stupid and have, like, the cell collapse, are they? Like, that's way too much shit that could go wrong.
No, I think maybe the only other way they can make it work is they have a trap door on the cell that they bring the cage through to lower it.
Right. Yeah. And they're told, do not fuck around with this trapdoor.
Don't fuck around with the trapdoor. Don't go anywhere near the top of the cell. You stay inside the cell, and you fight in the cell. Because to me, the cage has to come through the middle.
Yeah,
basically. So they're probably being told, don't fuck around with the top of the cell. You are going no higher than the middle bar of the cell if you choose to climb the side of the cell.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's weakened.
Yeah.
Just
100%.
From physics. It's
yeah.
Weakened with a trapdoor there.
Exactly.
You watching it live?
So my plan was to watch it live, but it starts at 6 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, so I don't think I'll swing it live. Because I have a birthday party that I'll be at for one of the nieces and nephews. So.
Okay, so I know that. That's more on us. You good, by the way?
We're good. Yeah,
okay.
We're good.
Busy day tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
For laundry and scrub the floors, which I do every Saturday.
All right.
Pitt plays at noon.
Okay.
I forgot to say this. I have a 1:35 fucking baseball game to watch in October. Woo! So I got to set up 2 TVs, essentially.
You definitely do.
Fucking Tigers.
Fucking Tigers making a run against the Guardians.
This could be the one they win in this series. Skubal's pitching, which will be your AL Cy Young winner. He won the Triple Crown. Did you know that? In pitching.
I did know that, yeah.
If he doesn't win the Cy Young, I'm going to lose my shit, by the way.
I'm going to give it to Chris Sale and just call it a day. I'm just kidding. He's in the NL, I think.
So I have everything I need this Saturday. I have football, I have baseball, and I have wrestling.
It's a perfect day.
It really is. It should destroy North Carolina. North Carolina just lost to James, and nothing against James Madison, but they got destroyed by James Madison.
70 to 50.
Right?
70 to fucking 50. Absolute trash.
James Madison, 70-50. It'd be
James,
different if it was 70-50 Alabama or something like that, right?
Yeah, but it's James Madison, who is good in its own right, but wasn't supposed to be that good.
Second year? Or is this their first year?
It's their second year, yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Downfall is these wins that Pitt's getting is not helping them climb into the top 25. But 5-0, they have to be in the top 25 then, right? They win tomorrow.
I think you have to. North Carolina is still a pretty big reputation school. Plus, I think Mac Brown is still coaching there.
Yep.
So, yeah.
This is... I'm probably gonna jinx it. Pitt's looking pretty good in the ACC. They have, they have SMU, which is good at home, not good on the road, so they have to go there. Clemson's their big game left.
Yeah, they
should beat Cal, I would think. Virginia, they should beat.
Hughes, they should beat.
Yeah.
They do have Louisville still.
Yeah, they're up and down. They're good. And then Boston College.
Yeah.
Right now they're predicted to play LSU on January 2nd in a bowl. So they're not making the playoffs.
But so your mood's changed since the beginning of the season?
Slightly. Listen, we're already 2 wins away from getting to a bowl.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, they're getting to a bowl.
Yeah.
I'll be a dick. They're going to beat definitely Virginia and Boston College.
Yeah.
So they're in the bowl. If they would lose the rest, they'd be a horseshit bowl.
Right.
They're not going to lose the rest. I'll tell you, it's Eli Holstein, and I forget his first name, but Reed, the running back. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that Holstein's not going to be there next year, as good as he is. So we have to run with him right now. He's going to hit the portal.
Oh, 100%. Was he a sophomore?
No, he's a redshirt freshman.
He's a redshirt freshman, yeah.
He didn't play behind, what's his name in Alabama, so he's like, mouth.
Bye, yeah. Yeah, he hit that portal. Next year he's going. He might end up Florida State. Help them out a little bit.
Nothing could help them out, and I love it. Your Saturday is a birthday party.
Well, my Saturday's a birthday party. Also I gotta get these leaves up, so it's gonna be sneezing, coughing, landscaping.
The hay fever.
Saturday.
I'm good. I'm so happy we're back this week.
It
was a rough couple of weeks all around, but we're fucking back.
We're back and ready to rock.
Look out. The boys are back in town. We have no bad blood for anybody but Priest and Finn. The only thing we really don't want to see today.
Yeah. Today.
Everybody
Yesterday. Everybody knows.
Or whenever you watch it on Thursday of next week, right before we record again.
Yeah, whenever you watch it on the cock. All right.
Guys, thanks for always sticking around. We love you. Thanks for a few people that reached out. We're fine. We really are fine. Thank you for the years of dedication and stupidness to this train wreck of a podcast that you guys like. Still shocks me, Jenks.
They're just like a couple of idiots talking wrestling. That's about it.
They have nothing else to do for 3 hours every Saturday or whenever you listen. They're like, let's see what these idiots are up to.
I'm happy to hear it.
I'm happy to hear it. Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can, not a garbage cannot. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them.
Because you never know.
Whoop whoop.